everyone, Dr. Jen here. Welcome to my neck, shoulder, aches and pains flow. So this flow is really great for you if you've spent a long time in the car, driving or traveling, you've been at the desk all day, maybe you're getting headaches, shoulder, neck tension, just feeling it in the upper part of your body. You're not feeling really well, you're feeling stiff, and you need to get moving. So this flow is for you. So what you're going to do is you're going to get comfortable. Find a yoga mat. If you don't have a yoga mat, just find a comfortable floor, maybe like a carpet to work on at home. I like to sit up on a blanket or a pillow and making sure that my hips are above my knees. I tend to have really tight hips. I stretch them every day, but they're still tight. So it just allows me to sit more comfortably with my spine upright. And then if you have blocks, that's great. If you don't, that's okay. If you're going to be doing this practice at home regularly, I definitely recommend grabbing some blocks on Amazon. You can click the link down below the video to check out the blocks that I use at home or some of the recommendations that I have. And lastly, if you have some essential oils, go ahead and grab some. You can start your practice with any oil of your choosing. Today, I'm choosing Deep Blue doTERRA Soothing Blend. And the reason I'm choosing this is because we're talking about neck, shoulder, back pain. So this is a great oil to use if you're having any of those aches and pains. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a drop or two in my hand, place that oil off to the side, and then I'm going to rub my hands together, take a nice deep breath. And then I'm going to rub that oil into my neck and my shoulders. Just feel it seep in and release some of that tension. Letting my hands come to rest on my knees, gently closing my eyes, tucking my chin, sitting up nice and tall, and feeling all of the space in my spine. Maybe right now you're feeling really contracted, really tight. That's okay. We'll feel better by the end of our practice today. If you're feeling pain or discomfort in your hips, sit up a little higher. You'll feel the relief as you lift your hips higher than your knees. We'll take a big breath here with our eyes closed. Inhale, filling your belly, maybe even placing your hands on your belly to feel your belly expand. And then exhaling through your mouth. One more time, just like that. Big inhale. And exhale, let it go. We'll softly flutter our eyes open, and we're going to inhale through our nose and then exhale through our nose. This next inhale, sweep your arms up overhead through your nose. You inhale, and then exhale, hands come to heart center. 2 more times, just like that, creating as much space as you can. Reach with your arms. And exhale, hands back to heart center. Inhale, hands back up overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center. We're going to release our hands to our knees, and we're going to inhale, roll our shoulders up, and then exhale, roll them down our back. 2 more times, roll all the way forward up towards your ears. Exhale, release. Last time, inhale, roll the shoulders up, and then exhale, release. This time, inhale your arms out to a T. We're going to take the right arm. I'm going to mirror you, so don't be confused in the video. You're going to take your right arm and place it behind your back. You're going to take your left ear and bring it towards your left shoulder. From there, you can take your left hand down to the ground, or you can take your left hand to the top of your head, gently resting on top of your head. Your right elbow is pulling down and away from you towards the ground, and you should feel a gentle stretch through the outside of the right neck. Breathing here. Slow, steady, equal inhales and exhales through the nose. 2 more breaths. Last one. And then gently bring your gaze down towards your left knee. Your hand can come to the back of your head. Your right elbow continues to pull down and away from you, and you feel your stretch move towards the back of your neck. And release your left hand, followed by your right. Let your chin come down to your chest, and inhale back up to center. Just taking a moment to feel the difference between the left and the right side of your neck. And then we'll inhale our hands up towards the T. We're going to release this time our left hand behind our back. Our right ear comes to our shoulder. And we bring the right hand to the top of the head, gently resting it. We're not pulling, we're just resting. Breathing here. And then release your left, your gaze down towards your right knee. Your hand comes to the back of your head. Release your right hand, followed by your left. Inhale your hand back up to center. Inhale, hands come up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. This time you're going to take both hands and place them on your chest. You're going to pull gently down. And from here, keeping your mouth closed, you'll see if you open your mouth how you lose the stretch, but you're going to lift your chin up towards the ceiling. And then you're going to let your head fall to the right. You'll feel a stretch through the front left side of your neck. If you're talking or open your mouth, you'll feel that stretch decrease. Breathing here. And we bring our head back up towards center. Switch hands. Doesn't matter which one's on top as long as it's different than the other side. Pull down. And then this time, mouth closed, we lean back. And we lean our head over to the left. Beautiful. Bring everything back up towards center. Switch your feet out if they're crossed. We're just going to take a few more movements here. So let's inhale our hands up overhead. I'd like you to exhale your left hand down to the ground, or if you're really tight and you have a block, you can place your hand on the block. And then you're going to bring your gaze up and under the right shoulder. Left elbow can bend to help you deepen. Right sit bone sinks down to the ground. Just feel the spiraling of your chest open towards the ceiling. We inhale back up towards center, and then we're going to exhale over to the other side. Breathing the whole time. Inhale back up to center. Exhale, release your hands through heart center. We're going to take any blankets or cushions we have out of the way, place them off to the side, and we're going to make our way into cat-cow, into table pose. So first and foremost, you're coming with your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. Gently tuck your toes. Draw your navel in. Feel a drawing in and the tailbone gently tucking under, and feel a lift between your shoulder blades. So let's start here where we drop the space between our shoulder blades and lift. So your arms, you notice my arms are staying straight and my spine staying long. I'm just moving my shoulder blades on my back. So we want to kind of wake up the serratus anterior, wake up the shoulder complex. And the next time we get up to the top, we're going to hold that. So with that feeling, that lift in the space between our shoulder blades behind our heart, we're going to drop our belly, lift our hips, lift our gaze, cow pose. Exhale, we're going to curl and round it in, chin to chest, tailbone tucks. Good. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. And then exhale, curl and round. One more time, just like this. This is really articulating the whole spine, but a little bit more of the lumbar, the lower spine. Coming back to neutral, we're going to come down to forearms. So your arms can stay parallel to each other, or you can grab hands, whatever works comfortably for you here. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a few cat-cows here and see how it gets a little more into our upper back. So take a big inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze, and then exhale, curl and round. 2 more times. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze, press your heart forward. Exhale, curl and round. Last one, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, curl and round. Go ahead and inhale back to neutral. From here, just keep walking your hands out forward. Your forehead is going to come to the mat, or if you're really tight in your shoulders, it can come to a pillow or a block. Your arms are long, and you're creating space from your tailbone to your shoulders. So try not to just sink into it, but feel nice and long. So your forehead's coming to the mat. If you're nice and open, you can bring your chin to the mat. As long as it doesn't cause you any pain in your neck, it should feel nice and easy. We're breathing here in extended puppy pose. Really feeling the shoulders opening, pushing down through the hands. Your next inhale is going to walk your hands in. If you have blocks, we're going to use them. If you don't, that is okay. I'll demonstrate with both. But you're going to put your blocks in front of you on the second level. So your blocks have on the first level, they have 3 levels, first, second, or third. So we're going to put them on the first level. And we're going to go into child's pose here. So we're going to do a child's pose variation. I'll show you how to do it with and without the blocks. Your knees come slightly wider than your hips, and then you're going to sink forward. So when you don't have blocks, what you're going to do here is you're going to reach your arms out long. Your elbows are going to bend, your hands are coming together, and your hands come to the back of your neck. If you have blocks and this feels okay on you, you're going to take the blocks and place your elbows on the blocks, and then let your chest and your head sink down to the mat. Bring your hands back to your neck. So ultimately, we want our forehead to be making it to the ground if possible. And we're just going to breathe here for about 5 breaths, wherever we choose to be. Pressing gently into the elbows to lengthen through the side bodies, hips moving back towards the heels. Two more breaths wherever you are. Slowly release your arms. If you have the blocks, placing them off to the side. And then from here, we'll plant our palms firmly in the ground like we're going back into table. Both our hands a little further forward. Tuck your toes on an inhale, lift your hips, and we'll press back to our first downward facing dog. Take your time here, pedal your feet out. So a lot of mistakes that I see in down dog are that we're kind of like pushing into our hands and looking forward. We have our elbows bent. We're really rounded through our backs. So I want you to bend your knees and then think about your sit bones, your hips moving towards the ceiling. As you do that positioning, go ahead and press your chest back towards your thighs. Feel that opening in your shoulders you just created in puppy pose and child's pose. And then work your knees towards straight. Maybe one day your heels reaching the ground. If you have to keep your knees bent, that is okay. From here in down dog, lift your heels high and let your hips fall over to the right. Your heels can fall towards the right also. Your hands are pushing firmly through both sides, and you're feeling a stretch in your left side body, maybe in your right hip. Keep breathing here. Then you inhale those heels up high and exhale over to the other side. So now we're going to feel a stretch to the right side body. Firmly through both hands you're pushing. We inhale back to center. Exhale, release the heels. Inhale, lift your heels, look forward. Exhale, slowly walk your feet up behind your hands. Generous bend in your knees so your abdominals are connected to your thighs. And then you're going to grab for opposite elbows, placing your pinkies into opposite elbows, letting your head, your neck, your arms hang heavy. Deep breaths here. And then from here, release your hands. Your feet can stay hips width distance apart. Let's inhale, halfway lift. Bring our fingertips to our shins, long spine. Chin tucks, hips lift, and we exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead, gaze follows. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Stay facing forward. I'm going to face you so you can see what I do with my arms. We're going to inhale our hands up overhead, and then exhale, we're actually going to bend our right arm and grab the right elbow with the left hand. Reach up and over to our left. Our hips push to the right. Gaze comes under the right shoulder. Breathing here. Inhale, we bring it back to center. We're going to switch sides, so we're going to bend through the left elbow, grab it with the right. Reach up and over to our right. Hips push to the left. Gaze comes under the left shoulder. Breathing here. Inhale, back up to center. And then exhale, we fold all the way forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Find length and space. Exhale, plant your palms. Step it back. Top of a plank. Always option to drop to your knees. From here, inhale, shift forward. Exhale, we lower all the way to our bellies. Untuck your toes, lift your left leg, reach it long, lift your right leg, reach it long. Hands are by the sides of your body. Elbows are pulled down and back. On an inhale, fire through your thighs, push your pelvic bone into the floor, gently lift into your baby cobra. You should feel little to no weight in your wrists, little to no strain in your low back. Your neck is long, you're gazing at the front edge of your mat. Last inhale, exhale, release. Tuck your toes, inhale, push up to a table or the top of a plank, and then exhale, make your way back to downward facing dog. From here, just take 2 or 3 breaths, pedaling your feet out. We'll find some stillness. Let's inhale, heels high, look forward. Exhale, step or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, find length and space. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead, gaze follows. Exhale, hands to heart center. Again, stay facing forward. I'm just showing you what's going on with my arms. We'll inhale, hands up overhead. Bend through the right arm, grab with the left, reach over to our left, gaze comes under our right shoulder. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, we switch sides over to the other side. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, we fold all the way forward. Inhale, halfway lift, find length and space. Exhale, plant your palms, step or float it back. We'll meet in the top of a plank. You can take the same variation we took last time or exhale, lower halfway. Untuck your toes, inhale, upward facing dog. In upward facing dog, our thighs are lifted off of the mat. And then we exhale back, downward facing dog. From this down dog, inhale your right leg high to the sky, and then take a moment to stack your hips. So really try to stack your right hip on top of your left and keep firmly pushed through both shoulders. This stacking is really going to open through the right hip flexor. Then I want you to paint some big circles with that right knee. Switching directions. And we'll inhale that heel high. Exhale, step it through. Dropping to our back knee, untucking our back toes. We'll inhale our hands up overhead. Gaze can follow, but maybe just look forward to keep the strain out of your neck. One more inhale. Exhale, cactus your arms, lifting your gaze. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, take your left arm underneath your right. So your arms are like this. Now, if that's too much on your shoulders, grab for opposite shoulders. From here, no matter where you are, your inhale is going to lift your elbows, and then exhale, you're going to tap in front of your knee. So maybe the arms are bound. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. Really round through your spine when you tap, so you can stretch through the back of the shoulders. Last one. Inhale, lift. Tailbone stays tucked under. Exhale, tap. Inhale, release your arms, hands up overhead. Exhale, hands down to the mat, tuck your back toes. Inhale, hands up overhead. We come up into full crescent pose. Making sure that you're tucking your tailbone under, navel into spine. Gentle bend in the back knee is totally okay. Good, last inhale. Exhale, we open up to warrior two. Your hips are working towards level. You're finding depth in the front knee. Make sure that you can look forward and see your front big toe open up to the pinky side edge of that right foot. Arms are long, gaze is over your front middle finger. Take a big inhale here. And then exhale, find a little more depth. Can you relax your shoulders a little bit more? We're going to reverse our warrior with a shoulder stretch. We're going to bend our right arm, grab our right elbow with our left hand, and inhale. We'll feel that good side body stretch. We've been working on that good shoulder stretch. And last inhale. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Inhale, step back to the top of a plank. And then exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Always option to drop your knees or press right back to down dog. We'll inhale our left leg high to the sky. And same thing, we're going to stack the left hip on top of the right. Really exaggerating that, feeling the stretch through the left hip flexor. Pushing firmly through both hands. Breathing here. And then we draw circles. So drawing big circles with that hip. Switching directions. We'll extend through that leg and then exhale, step that foot between your hands. Drop your back knee, untuck your back toes, and inhale your hands up overhead. Making sure your navel is drawn in, your hips are tucked. Shifting into that hip, gaze follows. Breathing here. Good big inhale. Exhale, cactus, open your arms. Stay for the inhale. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, sweep your right arm under your left. Maybe you go for that full bind. Maybe you grab for your shoulders. Wherever you choose to be, your next inhale is going to lift your elbows, lift your gaze. Exhale, curl and round. Try to tap the front of your knee with your elbows. 2 more times. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, tap. Inhale, release the hands, gaze follows. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Tuck your back toe, lift your back knee, and then inhale up into crescent pose. Tailbones tucked, navel's drawn in to sink deep into that front leg. Gentle bend in the back knee is completely okay. You can lift your gaze, but maybe keep it forward to relax your neck. Last inhale. We're going to open up into warrior two with our left leg in front. Our hips are working towards level. We're finding depth in that front knee, pushing the front knee towards the pinky toe. Arms are long, gaze follows over the front middle finger. Breathing here. And then we're going to reverse our warrior with that shoulder stretch. So we're going to bend through our left arm, grab the left elbow with the right hand, and then inhale, reach up, reverse your warrior. Last inhale. Exhale, windmill those hands down to the mat. Exhale, step it back. Inhale, shift forward. Option to drop your knees, lower half. way. We inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. Breathing here. On your next inhale, lift your heels, look forward. And then exhale, step all the way up to the top of your mat, coming to a seat. We're going to take our legs out long in front of us, moving the flesh out from under our sit bones. And then we're going to inhale our hands up high. Now you might notice when you sit here that you have trouble getting length through your spine and you're kind of rounding. If that's the case, bend your knees so you can sit up taller. So from here, we fold forward with a long spine. So just bring your hands down to the sides of your legs and keep your spine long. Your gaze is just past your toes. So we're really going to stretch for a moment through our hamstrings. We're going to bend forward in a moment and really release through our backs. So last inhale, and then round through your spine, bringing your chin towards your chest and releasing your arms down by the sides of your legs, maybe grabbing for the outside of your foot. If you have a block or a pillow handy and it feels good, you can place it on your shins and place your forehead on the block. It feels really relaxing. And then you're just going to release here, breathing for a few breaths. Let it go. Your next inhale brings you back up towards center. Bringing your feet into Baddha Konasana, bottoms of your feet together to touch. You're going to just kind of butterfly those legs a little bit. Sit up nice and tall again. Find a big inhale. And then first with a long spine, fold forward, getting the stretch through the hips. And then exhale, round through your chin. You can bring your elbows in front of your knees if that feels good and start to really round forward, tucking your chin, feeling the stretch through your neck. Next inhale slowly brings you up and you're going to release those legs in front of you. If you have a block, bring it with you. If you don't, that's totally okay. I'll give you an option. We're going to lower all the way down to our backs. You can use your arms to lower, or you can reach your arms forward and lower using your core, nice and slow, nice and controlled. When you get down to your back, bring your knees in towards your chest and just gently rock side to side. So from here, we're going to take a nice supine twist and stretch through our back. So you're going to release your left leg, take your right knee up towards your right shoulder, paint little circles with your knee. Switch directions. And then you're going to take your left hand and guide that leg across your body. And you bring your gaze to your right hand. Now, you might find that you don't get your leg all the way down, and that's okay. You can use a block to support you. Just breathe wherever you are. Let your eyes come to close if that feels good. And we'll inhale everything back towards center. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Gently rock side to side. And this time keep your left leg, release your right. If when you release your leg you have any back pain, just go ahead and bend through the leg, planting the foot firmly on the ground. That'll take some of the strain off the low back. Bring your left knee up towards your left shoulder and paint some circles with the knee. Switching directions. And then guiding that leg across your body. Bring your gaze to your left hand. And breathing here. Gently close your eyes if that feels good. If it feels better to bring your gaze straight up towards the ceiling, go ahead and do that. And then we're going to inhale everything back towards center. Knees in towards your chest. And then plant your feet hips width distance apart. We're going to go into a bridge pose. So option number one is to lift into a traditional bridge. On an inhale, tuck your tailbone, lift one vertebra at a time. Your arms can stay long down by your sides, or maybe clasp your shoulders under your back. Or if you have a block and it feels good, you can decide if you're going to be level 1, level 2, or level 3. You're going to take the block and place it under your sacrum. Your arms will remain long down by your sides, and we'll just breathe here for about 5 breaths. The key here is to breathe into your belly. And the reason that's important is by breathing into your belly, you're triggering your parasympathetic nervous system to kick you into rest and digest. Helps to lower our cortisol levels, kick off our sympathetic nervous system, our fight or flight, and helps just improve our overall function of our body, decrease our stress level. So 2 more breaths wherever you are. Your next inhale is going to lift your hips a little higher no matter where you are. And then exhale, lower all the way down to the ground. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Gently rock side to side. Maybe taking a happy baby, bringing your legs up, reaching for the outside of your feet. If your feet are not attainable, you can grab for your thighs and just rock side to side. We'll all meet in a big tight ball. Bring our knees in towards our chest, our forehead to our knees. Taking a big, big, big inhale. And then exhale, release out into your Shavasana, your corpse pose. Lift your shoulders, rolling them under, legs long, arms long, palms open towards the ceiling. If you have time, you can hit pause in the video and lay here for about 5 minutes. We're going to take about 5 to 10 breaths here, if you're staying with the video. And just let your breath go. Relax into the mat. If you're with me on the video, begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Reach your arms up overhead and feel all of the space you've created. On an exhale, bring your knees in towards your chest, and you have 2 choices. If you roll to your left, it's a little more restorative, so if it's evening time, maybe roll to your left. If you want more energizing, you can roll to your right. So if this is a morning practice, roll to your right. And then slowly press yourself up to a seated position. Coming with the uncomfortable foot in front, we're going to cross the ankles. We'll meet with our hands at heart center. Take a big inhale, lift your shoulders up towards your ears. And exhale, pull them down your back. Maybe you notice you're feeling more open, more relaxed. You have more mobility and less pain. We'll take a big cleansing breath to end our practice. So big inhale through your nose. And exhale, sigh it out. It is always a pleasure to guide you through your yoga practice. Until next time that I see you on your mat, namaste.